Hello, friend. Welcome to yet another episode. This is Diversified Wangari. Welcome to the Peace of Mindke podcast. Thank you so much for clicking. Nimekuhata. Kwanza after my birthday, nimerudi bila sauti, so nipe permission, okay? This is the only one time I've been allowed to not have my voice, and despite me not having my voice, I will still give you something to watch. Something to think about and something to grow from.
I gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running around chasing you, but I won't. Cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too.
Why do we take things for granted? Why, as humans, do we take the most minuscule? If it's not grandiose, if it's not major, if it's not a big deal, then we wouldn't even notice, we wouldn't even recognize it. But us as humans are so used to taking things for granted. Things like our relationships, our connections with people, the things that we have, the things that we do, the things that we say, where we say them, why we say them. We literally take life for granted. Just to be alive, to enjoy the sun, to enjoy the house, to enjoy your voice, to enjoy your life, and just be alive and be like, you know what, Nico, alive. And I can hang out with other people, I can sing, I can write, I can do whatever, I can study, I can be a doctor. Like, you have all the freedom in the world to be, do, say whatever you'd like. Isn't that a blessing? Isn't that such an amazing thing? Best out of the few things that I just mentioned that we take for granted, I feel like one of the things that we take for granted the most is our friendships. Friendships, bro. Friendships. Because, okay, if you look at our relationships or like our serious business, like partnerships that we want to create when it comes to like merging with different companies or different people who have different opinions, we usually sit and think about it and wonder, like, is this going to be beneficial to what I already have, what I already am? Is this going to work? Is this going to move us forward? But for friendships, like, liwe liwalo, you know? Iki unasonga ukiendanga isipo work out pia si ni sawa, it's never that serious. But I came to learn the more that I grow that friendship is very, very important, just as important as your relationship, as your business life. It's as important as your health life, because these are the people that unawa allow into your inner circle. These are the people you're allowing to influence you. These are the people that you're allowing, to learn from and experience from. So it all narrows back down to the kind of person that you are, the goal that you're working towards, and your value, your character. Like, what kind of person are you? Like, when I'm saying unakaji, na tunaweza get kudetermine from the kind of friends that you hang out with. And that's why we have this proverb that show me your friends and I tell you who you are. And for the longest time, I'm argue na point, like, no, I'm not my friends. Like, you can never judge me just because my friends do this or just because my friend does this. I'm not the same person. I'm different. You cannot judge me with the same light, blah, blah, blah. I hope the silence was loud enough, because what do you mean I can judge you based off of your environment? Because it's like, whenever you're choosing your friends, whenever you're choosing these situations that you choose to put yourself in, it's like you're making a conscious decision about, okay, this is what I want. I don't mind. I am accepting this. This is fine. It's as much as it might be against you or whatever. Let's say, for instance, you hang out with a socialite friend. For instance, an example, don't shoot the messenger, just shoot the message, okay? Ama ni the sender. So let's say, for instance, your friend is a socialite. You're not a socialite. You're a corporate babe. You do your own things. You go to work. You're on top of your shit, just as she is as well. But maybe her sense of income or the way she runs her life is quite different compared to yours. But whenever you're hanging out somewhere, you're like in a social setup, and someone walks up to you and they know this social babe, they know she's like a socialite or whatever, what do you think they're going to think about you even before they even talk to you? Because that's how humans are. We form a perception about someone in the first 5 seconds we meet them. So if in the first 5 seconds I'm meeting you and you're hanging out with someone or something, am I doing something that you're not, it doesn't go along with your values or your sense of character, like why would I be opposed to thinking something contrary to what it is you're trying to present to me? It's impossible to like tell the kind of person someone is based on the group they're hanging out with and just getting to interact with them. The point is, I'm trying to emphasize is that your group, your circle really determines the kind of person that you are, because if you're accepting of who they are and what they do, then clearly it's something that's deep down or deep within you. It's a sense of belief that, oh, this is fine, it's a big deal, like una allow na una accept hata kama you don't partake or you don't involve yourself, but the fact that you're just like, you know what, it's cool, you're good, and you're in the same circle, you're doing whatever, just like, it's fine, I'm not in it, but it's fine. Tunadu. Like, what are we doing? So anyway, I came to realize many, actually most of our friendships ever since like we were young, ever since when we were growing up and everything, most of our friendships have been based off of proximity, similarities, whether it's our hobbies, what we do, the way we talk, our similarities, our characters, our visions, our everything. That's how friendship initially was formed, especially when you're growing up. If you're in the same area, the same estate, you're doing the same hobbies, you're painting, ballet, dancing, business, whatever it is, right? Like that's how you form your first level of friendship. But what if I challenge you a bit on that today? Just basically surface level, can I say qualifications as such to just becoming a friend or creating a friend, but sustaining a friendship and growing a friendship and evolving a friendship does require so much more. It requires so much more than you needed when forming the basis of your friendship, because at the end of the day, life happens. You might have grown up together, you might have gone to school together, but life happens. One of you like might get a baby, you might get married, you might travel, you might be promoted, you might move to a different country, like so many things that have happened. You might become sick, you might just be uninterested, you might just, there's so many things that would have impacted a person whenever they're transitioning through life, and this is what in a sense would impact the quality of your friendships. So due to life and life circumstances, inafanyanga life inatoka kutoka kwa the surface level, and it's like sawa, siku hizi hatu hanging out juu tunafanya the same thing, juu tunafikiria the same way, juu tunavaa the same way, juu tunafanya ama tunaenda the same places. Sai tuna hang out because we need to hang out. I need to see this person. And because you're busy with life, you're busy doing other things, unashughulika na maisha yako venye tu kila mtu mwingine anashughulika na maisha yake. So you have to be intentional and be like, okay, I've been busy for the past 2 weeks, I've not met my friend, let me see if I can see her through like this weekend. And even if you don't meet, maybe you text, like, or you call consistently, like you're keeping in touch. You're not just waiting to just for life to play out until the next time na meet up. No, like, whoo, hatujaonana for quite some time. I've not seen you. I don't know what's going on with you. Like, I don't know what's happening. So you're not like seated there waiting to try and wait for time to do its thing and just pull you guys apart, and so many experiences to happen between you. So by the time na meet 10 and next, I go like, wait a minute, like, how long has it been? Do you remember I used to be so close, blah, 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 blah. But because of time, we drift. So Friendship is one of the things that have been taken for granted the longest time I've known. At our relationships, our personal relationships, like our romantic relationships, hazikwangivo. Whenever you meet a special person you're vibing with and you want to introduce them to your friends or your family, unakwanga like, oh my god, I've met this person. I hope you like him. Anakwanga hivi na hivi na hivi. Like, it's like usually take them through some sense of vetting, because you like, I want to be sure, I want to be sure you will make the right decision. I want to be sure that this is a good person. Like, sometimes even when you introduce your other person, your special person to your friends and your loved ones, it's like you're opening them up to show you your blind side, because whenever you're looking at your loved one, you're looking at them with rose colored glasses. So now we're looking at the things maybe initially like, ugh, you don't communicate much, ugh, you don't talk much, ugh, you don't call back, ugh. But because you're so in love and everything, you're just like, oh my god, I'm so in love and I like the fact that this person is in my life, and that's more than enough. Okay, first of all, don't do that, okay? Don't do that. Don't say that. We don't do that here. Mm-mm. And thanks to life, we've come to realize that friendships always end up evolving. Like, ubeshte in evolving. When I'm such a like, oh, I'm a friend. Whatever happens because of our experiences and our history and our everything. But something comes up and you need their help, you need their attention. You just need for them to be there for you, and they can't even have or hold the capacity for you. And yet they claim that they're your friend, and every time you meet up with them, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry I couldn't do this, I'm so sorry I couldn't do this. Is that really your friend, or are they just wasting your time? Or maybe they're trying to be, but they're not putting in enough effort to make the friendship move. Based on the things that I just mentioned that make friendships to become tough, like careers, having different careers, having a family, traveling, moving to a different country, moving to a different continent, being promoted, being so busy. Like, there's so many factors in your business that affect your friendships, some of the friendships that you currently have. And just because it affects your friendship, does it mean it has to be the end? Now, these are the things that do test if your friendship really, truly means something. Are we just friends because, we're friends for the sake of it? You're friends because you're killing time? You're friends because you just have things in common? Or we're just friends because, we genuinely care about each other? Because when you have life situations and circumstances happening, these are like situations and scenarios that usually put your friendships to task, because it's like, sawa, I'm busy, like, you're busy, you're always working, so what do you want this friendship to nourish? And if it's like, sawa, you're busy Monday to Monday, you can find time. If you love someone, if you give a fuck about them, uta find time, uta like, you know what, I'm so busy, but just come meet me for lunch or my dinner for like an hour or two, and then we can just talk from there. Creating that 2 hours in 1 week just to see you and give you all the attention, kule, enjoy some few drinks or something, that really does mean a lot, considering like I may take time yake aside from work just to to sit with you and be with you. So these are the things that make us look at like our friendships as we grow older and realize that we need to be intentional with them. If we need to be intentional with them, are we really into these friendships then? Like, are we really friends with these people that we claim to be friends with? Because you'll get to tell if someone is your friend based on how much time they spend with you, how much money they spend with and on you, and whether you have a good time with them or not. Like, these are just a few ways on how you can recognize if someone is your friend. Now that our friendship has graduated from surface level things and this commonality things to intentional friendships, like, what do we need to nurture these good friendships that we have, this beneficial relationships that are serving us in the right way, that the both of us are growing in, and it's not like only one-sided? So what is needed for these kinds of relationships to prosper. First of all, you need patience, you need to have compassion, you need to love this person, you need to be understanding, you need to, the same way you extend all these amazing and lovable qualities to yourself, these are the similar experiences, qualities you need to extend to this friend of yours, if they're deserving of it, or of your time, of course. Like, I thought we should establish your point. We need to see if they're valid, if they're worthy this time, if they're worthy all this time and attention to detail, only if they're only reciprocal to you. Another thing about friendship that I've come to understand is that whenever you meet people, you need to allow them to be where they at in your life. And even if they're not in your life, just allow them to be where they're at in life. You cannot make friends and create new relationships and something having this perception or idea of how your relationship should be, how they should look, how they should behave. That's not how friendship works. That's dictatorship. Yeah. So you need to be considerate of where they're at in their career, in their life, in their relationships, in their family, wherever it is they are. You need to be considerate and be like, okay, fine. Don't try and put a goal or a whatever, like usikwe asshole uko like, okay, unajua nini, because mi nimesoma, ama because sijui nimegraduate, ama because I work in this big company and I'm a CEO, then my friend, she better work just as hard just to be, a big person. Otherwise, if she's not a big person, I'm not gonna talk to her or whatever. And you can find that this is someone you've grown up with. She's been there with you, mkikula mchele na madondo, mkikula indomie before she was a CEO, and now that she's become a CEO, anaanza kuangalia differently. That's not how relationships or friendships should work. Unafaa kuwa una move according, yes, to your pace, and acknowledge it and be grateful and have so much gratitude for it, but don't also undermine and look down on others just because they're not accomplishing or doing things that seem like in a similar way, the way you're doing them. I'm based on when you're quite successful, quite successful. It doesn't work like that. You need to have the grace and the compassion to allow others to be themselves and to be where they're at in life, in your life. Don't tell them that just because I'm rich, if you're not rich, then you're not friends. Mera, amani, Jatalo, Jaber, calm down. Hey, it doesn't work like that. But it's crazy because many people who come up are rich and everything, they do that because, okay, most of the time utapata sawa, you're not reasoning on the same plane and everything. But there's some places, it's just some places, but some people you can make compromises for. So don't be too fast to be judgmental or too quick to just dismiss people based on how they look, what they do, what they think, whatever. Don't be fast to do that, because after you started from somewhere. Before you even got to where you're at, you started from somewhere. So you looking down on people is quite shady. Okay? It's quite shady. As we are looking to find and to create this meaningful relationships and friendships, like we said in like 2-3 videos ago, you need to stop auditioning for the people's lives. Kama hawakudai, kama hawaoni value yako in their life, hawaoni. Usiwa force, usikuwa like, unajua nini, mimi nafanya hivi na hivi, nakwanga hivi na hivi na hivi, nafanya as who, ukone energy ya kutry convince mtu mwenye hata give a fuck about you that una matter. Really? Are you really gonna sell yourself short like that? And one thing I noticed about friendships is that whenever you try to sell yourself, it's like ukitry kujimarket, ukitry kujionyesha venye you're such a good friend, ukitry kujionyesha venye you're the best thing ever, like wendo unabamba, wendo unajua, wendo People will take you for granted. People will use you. People will not believe you because they're like, why are you trying so hard? Why are you trying so hard to prove to us that you're this person? And maybe you're not. And you could be who it is you're trying to portray, but the way you're trying to express it in our faces is kind of awkward. So itatufanya, instead of pulling us in or reeling us in, it's going to end up pushing us away from you because they're like, why are you being weird? Kwa nini unakuwa awkward? Let me give you a very good example of one of the things that's really made me to start thinking about the kind of friendships that I have. Be it if we've grown up together, if we're in school together or whatever, if we're associating with each other right now, it doesn't really matter. But one of the things that really made me look at my friendships and look at the value the friendship that I have bringing into my life is so it's a short story. It was once upon a time. It was my birthday. I was super excited for it, and it happened when it was during one of my lowest points in my life. And one of my friends called me up and she's like, hey, what's up? What are you doing? Like, come, we hang out. It's your birthday. You know, we've not seen each other in quite a long time. I think it had been like 4 months, 3 to 4 months. I'm not too sure. So she's like, come to hang out. It's in a while. It's been like 4 months. So come to Jibambe. And like, kujibamba tu, sungesema juzi. So I was like, cool, yes, I'm so excited. And every time I'm with this person, it's always a vibe. Like, we're always having a good time. It doesn't matter the place, time, or the crowd. Like, we're always vibing. The vibe is always vibing. So this day I went and I met her. I got there, she welcomed me so nicely. Like, they were with other friends and everything. So we got to introduce each other and everything. And it was like, I think it was like on a Sunday. I think it was like on a Sunday or a Saturday. I'm not so sure. So we're just there, we're drinking, taking shots, having a good time, blah, blah, blah. My friend invited me over to where she was, and she's with her friend, and I'm her friend as well. But now when I got there, they're having this, like, side conversation. She's like, oh, they talk shit about me. I don't know what shit they'd say. Like, they talk ill about me. They'd be like, oh, look at her dress, or maybe it's like super short. Like, who does she think she is? Wearing such a short dress. Maybe you're so slim. That's just an example of one of the, like, this is just, she would make this nasty ass remarks. And because you're drinking and you're trying to not, you're just trying to vibe, you're not trying to cause any issues, because umekuja tu ujibambe, hutaki story mob. So ukochapo, like, unasikia they're talking, it's like music is playing in the background, you can hear them, you can hear what they're saying, but they're trying to act like maybe you're so drunk, like you're not getting what it is they're saying. So it got to a point I was like, this is so weird. I've never even had that experience before. So I was like, why are you doing this? Is so weird. Are you trying to talk ill of me? She's like, no one is talking ill of you, you're just drunk, you're not even thinking about what I'm saying. Oh, I could never do that. So she's trying to bring the history, like, I could bring about, I could never do that. I don't know if you could never do that. Are you trying to say that Kenyan nasikia ukisema sahi is absurd, ama is crazy? This was a true wake-up call, and I'm going to tell you this. People will people. And sometimes they don't even want the best of you. They like the best for you. It's the best of you. They don't want the best for you. They're jealous of you. They even hate you. They don't even like you. Even sometimes people are even hanging out with you just to put you down and just show people how weird and fucked up you are, because maybe in their eyes, like, maybe wako like, oh, I don't know, I don't even know how you can even place it, but it's crazy. So namuuliza, I'm like, hey, mbona unasema wako like, hapana. Immediately nimeuliza anaanza, ni kama na blow up. The way you'd be in a relationship with a narcissistic person, you'd be like, but babe, you texted this, and be like, no, I didn't text it. I didn't text it. I didn't text. Were you there? Did you see this? Where's the proof? I say, maybe hata washa delete. Like, it was the worst experience ever. And I felt so bad because this is someone I had known for years, not months. It's not even that it's someone that I just met to hang out once or twice. This is someone I've known for years. Alafu, and talk ill about me, and then when I ask them, they're like, oh no, it's never like that. No, 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 no. Making me look like I'm so crazy. I'm so, so intoxicated. To be honest, it made me sick. It made me sick. It made me just feel like, you know what? I don't even want to make friends anymore. I don't want to know people anymore. Because why? Why? What was the point? What was the purpose? What was the reason? Like, come on, nisha make friends ndo wakuje wanza behave like this. It's not a must. It was so depressing and so annoying. And then at the time I was dealing like with depression and anxiety, so I just cried. The only thing I knew I could do was just cry, so I just cried. Normally you'd think that because I'm your friend and I'm at the lowest point in my life, am I in my situation at that time, don't you think it would be much more reasonable ukwe to like, okay, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're going through, we don't have like ukwe like a listening ear, instead of couple you're trying to push me away, trying to push buttons and to light fires, and that was the worst experience I've ever had in my life. Ever since I was born, I've never experienced that. Anyway, this is just an example to show you how mean friends could be. And this is someone it really hurts my feelings. So it's going like, I thought this is my homie. I thought you're my homie, bro. Like, to that do? Anyway, that was just a short example to be very observant and to just make friends based on how they treat you, not based on how you're treating them, mama, what it is you're bringing to the table, or how good you'll make them feel. It's not about you. It's about how they make you feel. Because at the end of the day, as much as yes, you're in their life, they're also in your life as well. So how are they making you feel? How are they relating with you? How do they portray you when you're absent? Do they talk good things about you? Do you trust these people to really have your back when you're not there? Even when you're unable to have your own back? Do you really think or trust these people could do that? My final point is to create friendships based on who you are. If you do that, I think it's going to be much simpler, because you're going to end up reflecting the kind of person that you are. Like I said, show me your friends and I tell you who you are. If you're a kind person, an amazing person, a loving person, a person who's thoughtful, a person who doesn't abuse, of course utakuwa considerate, utajali watu wengine, utajali venye wanafikiri, utajali venye wanafeel, utajali environment yao, give a fuck. But just if you don't care about you, who is going to care about you? Who is going to reflect that love that you don't even have for yourself? Anyway, that was just a short episode for today. The more days go by, the more experiences we experience as a collective, as humans, as all of us together, the more I'm hesitant on creating new partnerships, creating new friendships, creating new relationships, because people are weird. Mbona mnakuwa wa weird? Si mwache kukuwa wa weird. Okay, I know hata mimi ni weird, but hey. I thought kuna levels to this. I hope you've really enjoyed this video. Kama umefika hadi hapa mwisho, thank you so much for keeping in touch. Thank you for tuning in. This is not just a video for you, but for me too. This is something I really need to just lock down, because creating friendships is not easy. It's not easy. E-game, see our wadogo. It's not for the lesser. Thank you so much for clicking. I hope you enjoyed. I'm your host, Diversified Wangari. This is the Episode Mindke podcast. And until the next time, I hope so. Itakuwa imerudi by the next episode. So, peace.